Oh, whoops. Derekh, Chamblee, CyberCitizen Network. It's Saturday, winding up on 4 o'clock in the afternoon, January 14th, 2017. And we're following the story about the civil rights worker who was the congressman from the 5th District, Congressional District in Georgia, John Lewis. Last week on Friday. Well, at any rate, that's what we're following here, and I wanted to show you, at any rate, it's maybe a little bit hard to see here, and might be a little bit hard to hear, but we'll roll on this.
Chamblee, it's Saturday, winding up on 3:45 in the afternoon, January 14, 2017. Yes, another edition of Cyber Circle Time. We're going to go back in time. Oh, and this is, we're going to credit the Los Angeles Times.com. You can reach this. The headline reporting from Washington, Kathleen Decker. This is Derekh, Chamblee, CyberCitizen Network. And the headline is Trump kicks off Martin Luther King weekend by attacking civil rights legend John Lewis. And this is a little bit difficult to see here. This is the photograph that is actually credited to Associated Press, 1965. Representative John Lewis under assault. In 1965, he was not the U.S. congressman from the 5th District of Georgia, which includes most of the city of Atlanta. He was actually a chairman of a student group called SNCC, Students for Action. At any rate, he's being pictured here. Beaten by the police, and at any rate, the article is an article about the president-elect evidently twittered some comments early Saturday about Georgia Congressman John Lewis, and was on Friday, the congressman said he would not be attending the nom of Donald Trump because he, quote, is not a legitimate, unquote, president. At any rate, so Donald Trump, according to his Twitter, is basically saying that Congressman John Lewis of the 5th District, Congressional District of Georgia, should tend to his own congressional district because it's crime infested. He's got a few things to say about it. So on Twitter. And at any rate, when we go back, the history of the 5th Congressional District, very interesting. You can go back all the way to a congressman named Stephen Corker, who ran again for Congress from a different district later with the Greenback Party, and this was a party that was formed, Farmer Labor Alliance, that pushed the 8-hour workday, and it was a party that was an anti-monopoly ideology. This is Derekh, Chamblee, and it's Martin Luther King weekend holiday on Monday, December 14th, winding up on 3:30 in the afternoon, Atlanta, Georgia, the next great American city, Battleground Zero, the epicenter for the soul of the United States of America.
Yeah. So I mentioned before Congressman John Lewis, 5th District of Georgia. At any rate, was pictured there in that photograph being beaten by the police, I believe in Selma, Alabama, in 1965. And at that time, he was not a congressman. I said he was the chairman of a student committee, SNCC, and it's Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. And he was the 3rd chairman of SNCC from 1963 to 1966. So wanted to correct that. The Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC, nicknamed SNCC. And Stephen Corker was elected congressman from the 5th Congressional District of Georgia after the Civil War. And it's quite an interesting history connected with Congressman Corker from this district. Nearly 100 years later, we have the setup now. 1987, John Lewis was elected congressman from this district, and he's still an incumbent. 1986 election. And at any rate, quite an interesting attack of the president-elect by way of Twitter on Congressman John Lewis, who's considered to be a hero of the civil rights movement, and still the incumbent congressman here in the 5th District of Georgia. Quite an interesting attack, saying that the congressman is all talk and no action. And you know, you look at that photograph of him being beaten, and it's certainly not funny, in 1965 by a policeman, beaten almost to death, by the way. And you wonder, well, is the police officer beating the chairman of SNCC, John Lewis, in this 1965 photograph? Is the police officer beating him because of something he said, because he was all talk? Or was the police officer beating him because he was taking some sort of threatening action? But according to the president-elect, we know that at this late date, Congressman John Lewis is all talk and no action. So perhaps he was being beaten because of something that he said. I don't know. At any rate, it seems as though, by way of Twitter, the president-elect is administering another beating in the cyber world. This is Derekh Chamblee, Cyber Citizen Network. Saturday afternoon, just after 4 p.m., Atlanta, Georgia, Battleground Zero, the epicenter of the soul of the United States of America, especially in the civil rights movement. And so it appears today, once again, that Congressman John Lewis is taking another beating. Thank you very much. Bye now.